5 years old. I've been on top,
You see that?
and I've seen it all fall.
Yep.
I don't want to drop a bunch of cash out on the street and it really, I'm not leaving a legacy for my kids and my grandkids. But I have some reserves, yes.
Gotcha. You're 100% right, man. I mean, you build a castle on quicksand, that's going to come crashing down real quick, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It may not be quick, but when it falls, oh God, it hurts.
it's gonna sting.
It hurts, man. He has no depth. He has no. He just, man. I'm not gonna hold any properties anymore, man. I'm just gonna fix them, rehab them, and get them out. But he's not taking consideration what's called the taxes and all other stuff that's involved. And he just look for the quick dollar right away.
I sped this up to 1.5, so if the cadence sounds a little bit off, that's why.
I guess you can do that when you're in your 30s and 40s. When you're in your 50s, you have a whole different outlook on life. So.
Gotcha. So you kind of mentioned.
Actually, he wants me to wholesale to him.
Okay. Yeah, you got that connection there. You kind of touched up on leaving a legacy behind, and when I hop on these calls, I really want to understand why a person wants to hop into this, because you got to really have a strong why and a reason that you're doing this, right? And I can
getting me all fired up over here, Naboja.
Tell that you do have that, but as far as
so, dude, guys, mirroring back what these guys say, like, hey, man, you were just talking about blank. I'm just curious why. Like, that is building massive trust with these people. They really feel heard, listened to, and understood. That is why people buy. It's not features. It's nothing like that. It's like, dude, I really feel like this guy understands me. He listens to me, and he understands what I'm trying to accomplish. So, dude, this is solid, bro.
Leaving a legacy behind, is that important to you? And why do you want to do this? Why do you want to, really build your real estate portfolio up and really, really get the ball rolling right now?
Oh, that's very important. Very, very important. Like I said, I spent 10 years in the military. I've been all over the earth. And real estate is the leading, by far, way to obtain long-term wealth for yourself and your family. I want my grandkids to be able to say, to be proud of their grandfather, to know that he created something that could support them, make their future brighter, send them to school, and give them the things that they desire, more importantly, things that they need to be competitive in this world. That's crazy to just talk to people who. I'm a retired police officer also, so I've come in contact with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I've talked to people. Man, it's right now in today's society, it's a lot about I want to get for me. New cars, new houses, blah blah blah. The extravagant things, and live for today, as opposed to leaving something for the people behind them. My wife always talked about how you're supposed to leave a wise man leave an inheritance for his children, and I firmly believe that a wise man does that. I get satisfaction out of bringing joy to my children and my grandchildren. So that's very important. Very important.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, I love what you just said there, and it's very, very highly commendable and respectable, and that's a huge why. I mean, the next question I kind of have for you is, you really want to do this. You just need some clarity. You need business structure. You need to be shown the ropes as far as market is concerned, and you really want to build that foundation before you go ahead and jump right into it. So, as far as the commitment level and where you're at right now in life, would you say, from 1 to 10, how good is the timing for you to get started, would you say?
My goodness.
Well, the timing is great. I do have some other commitments.
That was good, man. Everyone else is like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I thought that was really good, dude. Scale of 1 to 10. Why do you feel like this is the right time for you? Like, that is great ammunition for a lot of the objections that we get. A lot of the objections we get are, yeah, man, I think I just need to wait. This might be better for me in March, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So scale of 1 to 10, man, why is this the right time for you now, though? I mean, that's just, we want to be checking off all of these pained out cost, desire, money, support, because these are the objections that we get at the end. And I think this is solid, man. Nick, I had one pretty similar yesterday. Yeah. Yep.
However, I'm sure I can work around them. I've been doing it for the last 2 years, 3 years now. Since I've been retired, I coach high school football. That normally doesn't take place till the evening. Like I'm going to start practice today, first day back at practice. But I got to during the day, early morning. I normally wake up about 5 a.m. So I can get up and do what I have to do on my computer. And then I have a team that's out on the street for my maintenance business. So I got a right hand man who handles things, and all I got to do is drop in on most cases. I really don't do any, as we say, I'm out of the bucket, so I don't do any swinging hammers and things like that. I'm just, I have a relationship.
So I'm skipping forward just a little bit. I might do this a couple times. Naboja, I know the end was like kind of the important part for you.
With property manager who can manage those properties.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground here. So is there
So we're right at the transition, guys.
anything else that we haven't really covered that that I should know, or?
No, I mean, that's what got me into the property maintenance.
So I might have skipped it, man, but I know we had some doubt before the 16-minute mark. Did we get support at all? Like, did you do this with a spouse, partner? Did we get that at all or no?
As far as his spouse, looking at my notes, I don't think so. No.
Okay. What about kind of highlighting, dude, what's it costing you not to be at the goal?
No, I didn't really touch on that either.
I think we did have doubt. I remember that. Cool.
Business in the first place, real estate. You know, I owned it. I was a landlord, and I had a background in painting. I was an apprentice painter before I went in the military, and I had some bad relationships with some contractors on my own property. And I don't remember who it was, but I think I was at a webinar or something, and they say in order to have good relationships with contractors, you probably want to put your own team together. And that's what I did. Next thing I know, I'm in the business, and I didn't get away from real estate, and I'm doing property maintenance for the last 5 years. Like, wow. And so this past spring, I realized, wait a minute, this is not what I got in this business for. I got in this business to actually be a rehabber, but I don't want to be a rehabber exclusively. So here I am. I have a network now for if I need to rehab, I can make some phone calls, get it done. But I want to be a multi-unit investor.
Mm-hmm. And you know that's definitely possible if you're given the right structure, the right processes, built the correct marketing structure, have the right social circle, resources, etc. That's more than doable. So I definitely feel like we've covered a lot of ground, and based on what you're describing, I know for a fact that we could help you. So when you talked about marketing, right, really understanding and trying to learn how to create a great marketing plan, number one. Number two, being able to essentially create your own business structure and looking at this as a business. Like your other business that you have is definitely something that we could help you with, right? And then also being able to take action and having the accountability plus the resources are definitely going to be things that we could help you out with. That's actually, our specialty, taking someone from, who's done 0 deals or, has a couple of properties to be able to, get them to 6 figures, 200K, 300K in about 12 months. That's definitely our specialty. So with all that being said, where do you kind of want to go from here? I could share my notes with you and explain to you A to Z what it would look like to get you to, that 15 to 20K a month. But, you tell me, where do you kind of want to go from here?
What do we think of the transition?
Solid.
I agree. Thought that was really good. It didn't seem out of place. It didn't seem like there was a massive break between the discovery and the transition. It was very fluid. So
I feel
that's
like the tie down helps with that a lot, especially asking them that question, because if there's anything else, then they'll let you know. If there isn't, then you're free to go. So
yeah. It was very fluid. People are pretty self-aware, you guys. I think people understand like right now we're kind of doing a discovery. Right now this is a transition. Like people can tell when there's like a break in the conversation. Like if you guys ever, maybe this is just me, you guys ever talking to somebody pretty normally, and then they say something like, "Hey Brett, have you ever thought about, you know, taking your fitness and nutrition more seriously?" And like something clicks in you, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to get pitched an MLM." Has that ever happened to you guys? Hey, have you ever thought about whatever? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's that weird transition where something in your brain says, "Oh my gosh, I see what's happening. This is really weird." Yep. So if we can avoid that and be very, very fluid, that's legit. Now these guys know that this is probably a sales call, but it doesn't have to feel like one, right? So I would give that transition an A, dude. That was really good.
Well, of course, I want to move forward. I just need to know what will my financial commitment be.
And I'm
He's going straight for it. Going straight for it.
sure you kind of want to know the details of what we do and how we can help you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So,
Yep.
awesome. So, with that kind of being said, this is what I've written down for you. Okay. So I think the most important thing, and, you could write along with me here, and take some notes. That'd actually be, awesome. But the first thing is marketing. Okay. We're going to be able to kind of go through how you could create a clear marketing structure and a clear marketing plan. So write that down if you can. So remember how you were saying that, you watched the video, you were very interested in our method and how you want to get into that just because everything's digitalized. Remember how you said that?
Yep.
So, not having that isn't going to get you to your 50 to 20K a month goal. I'll tell you that right now. It's a huge part. Okay. So we would definitely be able to essentially sit down with you. Okay. You're going to be able to hop on a call with our marketing specialist, Mickey. Okay. And we're going to take you through the IMO framework, like the video that you watched, but it's going to be personalized to you. So it's, it's not a one size fits all thing. Everybody is different, and that's why everything that we do is custom. We can't just give you something that's cookie cutter because we're not going to have high success with people that hop on with us. And that's kind of why we have a 70% success rate with people that join with us, is because everything that we do is custom. That
My goodness.
being said, we're going to go through the IMO framework with you, kind of see and look at, your infrastructure, your micro campaigns, and then other strategies as well. And, figure that out together on a call, which would be absolutely fantastic for you and really, really give you clarity and a marketing structure, which you don't have. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the second thing that I believe that you need is a clear business structure. Okay, so, write that down as well. Once we take care of the marketing aspect, we're also going to work on the clear business structure, which you said is very important. You never want to, you said this, you never want to move forward with something unless you have all the pieces to the puzzle ready to go, and then you'll take action on it. So this is going to be fantastic for you because we're going to build those pieces to the puzzle. We're going to teach you how to create that business structure, as far as, creating a team, the foundations and the processes that we kind of go through, our CRM systems, our automation, et cetera, et cetera. We're all going to get that down. So it's a very, very diligent and clear and concise effort to be able to have that foundation. And then we move on to structuring the offers and then looking at those and how we can make those happen. Right. So does that kind of make sense?
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Cool. And the final thing I feel like is going to be very, very important to you is going to be the mentorship that we have and the resources that we have. So this is another thing that we offer in our program as well. So the mentorship, you're going to be able to hop on a call every single Thursday and talk to individuals that are worth 7 to 8 figures that have done thousands of deals, and you can ask them anything that you need, right? So you're not going to have that analysis paralysis anymore because, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be able to provide you that structure. We're going to be able to provide you that marketing plan. And now we're going to be able to answer any nuanced questions that you have and connect you with people that have experience. Clearly yourself, you have a lot of experience in life throughout various jobs, so you understand how much experience matters, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So
I just slowed this back down to normal just because it feels really fast to me, but I think it was because I had it sped up. So we should be back to normal.
when we put the marketing together, the business structure together, and then also provide you the mentorship and the resources to be able to make these things happen. And it's all working in unison. You're going to be in a very, very different place when you're, through with the education compared to where you're at right now. And, without a doubt, if you put in the hours and the time and come to all the mentorship meetings and, use all the resources, you're going to be doing 15 to 20K a month in real estate for sure. So how does that kind of feel? Does that sound a little bit more clear on what we do and kind of what we think is best for you and how we can move forward in the mechanics of it all?
Yes.
What do you think, guys?
Well, to me, it's real easy to get excited. And when we get excited, we speed up. So that felt we were going around the curves a little too quick, I think, there, just in my opinion. If you want to do anything, this is where you want to slow down. Really take a deep breath, make the customer definitely feel like, okay, he's going for it now. We don't want that. We still want to keep it on a real relaxed conversation mode, even though you're doing most of the talking. And nothing, in my opinion, wrong here at all. How I would have maybe approached when I got to the mentorship was, Mr. Customer, you mentioned that you have analysis paralysis. Well, here's how we're going to overcome that. I'm going to link you up. I'll get the introduction done so you can talk with one of the owners every week at a particular time. Just try to tie it back into what he said, the things that he's struggling with. Okay, here's how we're going to overcome that. I'm going to do this for you in marketing. I'm going to do this for you in the mentorship. And this is going to get rid of that problem. Would you agree?
I think that's good feedback. Anybody else have any insight for him?
I was just thinking the same thing as Joel. Like at first it was sped up the whole time, so you couldn't really tell. But then when you actually slowed it down to real time for that, like the words he was using was great and it really sounded good. But I feel like it would have been more effective if he slowed it down, because it was kind of triggering that thing that you just talked about, right? Here he goes, trying to sell me something pretty much, even though he already knows that. I started feeling that a little bit. So yeah, just slowing it down at that part too.
So guys, keep in mind that this right here is what, and then this is how. So really try to separate the two. So this is what it would look like to get you to 50K a month. This is what it would look like. These are the things, this is the what we would be doing. First and foremost, number one, write this down. So-and-so, your marketing's kind of a train wreck. You already admitted that, blah, blah, blah. So that's what, and then the next thing is what, and then the next thing. Is that gonna help you? How so? So the one piece of advice I'd give you is after each, marketing, business structure, mentorship, instead of saying, does that make sense? Throw in some different adjectives. I'm not good at, I don't talk well. Throw in some different, dude, is that going to be relevant to you? Does that move the needle for you? Does that get you closer to your goal? Throw in a couple different things there that really make it conversational and really get him to kind of convince himself. Yeah, dude, that's going to help me because the marketing sucks. It's going to do this because, etc. So once we've gotten the what, come to Jesus, use it as appropriate, but coming into the how. So Mr. Customer, this is how everything works together. This is how we would work together. First and foremost, you've already bought a ton of courses. You've already admitted that. So curriculum is important, sure, and you're going to get a lot of it, but we really feel the need for human connection. So how we would work together is yes to curriculum, and we'll kind of walk you through what pieces of curriculum move the needle for you the quickest. But we're going to pair that with meeting with some of these mentors that are worth 7 and 8 figures, and you're going to meet with them, could be multiple times a week. You know, your analysis paralysis, we're going to nip that in the bud by. So guys, make sure you separate what and then how. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because I sometimes find myself like in the pitch, I'll tell them like what we're gonna do, but then I also dive into like how we're gonna do it also in the pitch a little bit, and then I ramble on and then I repeat myself again and I say the same thing again. So that makes total sense. And I definitely agree about my excitement in the pitch. I definitely should slow that down. It'll hit home better, and it'll, you know, it won't sound too salesy, I guess. But I definitely agree. I was definitely talking fast for sure.
So you have a little bit of what I have, and probably a lot of people on this call. Like, we have the gift of gab. Like, we can just talk. We can talk in a semi-intelligent manner, unless I've had a couple of beers, but then it's not intelligent at all. But you have the ability to explain a thought and talk through it really, really well. And because you're good at it, you can do it fast, right? You're quick on your feet when you're talking, which is, it's a really good thing to have, but it can also kind of be a double-edged sword, and it can kind of get you in trouble. You know, we've had several people on our team that have, man, they're a fast talker. They're a fast talker. So it gets more powerful when you slow it down, right? But dude, I would give that pitch probably a B plus. Like, I thought it was, compared to like when we did a call review last week, your pitch is 10 times better. I was literally just saying that to Andy a second ago. Like, from 7 days ago to now, your pitch is night and day difference, man. I think it's good. We'll keep on going though.
Sounds like at the completion of this, I have a well-oiled business machine just churning. You know, I like to see it running like my new car.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, let's both be honest right now. The way you're kind of going about stuff right now is,
come to Jesus. Let's be honest, man.
You know, you don't really have a business structure, right? You have analysis paralysis, and you have no clear direction and no clear foundation and no mentorship even. Would you say that's right?
That's correct.
So you want to fix that, right?
I do.
So first of all, I love a good come to Jesus meeting, right? I think that was pretty straightforward. It was pretty direct, and it was pretty pointed. If I can use the analogy of like poking him in the eye, you double fingered it, and you got both. No glasses, like, bam, dude, this sucks. Another way that you could have done it, and this is simply just for context, what you did was really good. Another way to do it is, I'll just do it. You know, Mr. Customer, I mean, just to be pretty blunt with you, I'm sure you can respect that. You know, you have gone through, admittedly, all the major courses out there. You know, you mentioned you've gone to all the conferences, etc. You've done quite a bit. You used to have some different rental properties that you lost. You've got your own business. You've got people working for you. Despite all that you know now, for whatever reason, we have not been able to hit our goal. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Okay. So, point blank, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we've got to make a couple pretty big shifts here. My recommendation, you know, was the marketing, business structure, then really rubbing shoulders with people at a high level. It sounds like this is kind of a no-brainer. So I accomplished the same thing that he did. I just really tied it into, look, dude, you've done all this stuff. You've gone through all these courses. You've spent all this money. Despite that, something's missing and it's not allowing you to get to your goal. Does that make sense? Is that like a different perspective for you guys?
Well, obviously, it's not a double finger poke.
Yeah.
It's a one finger poke that I can barely feel, but I feel it enough that I know it's really there. And it's just, Neboja, your personality type might be more for the double finger poke. That's cool.
Yeah.
But just understand sometimes if you don't know your audience, that double finger poke might do a little bit of reverse action for you, because they might, I mean, I was just thinking when you did the double finger poke, come to Jesus meeting, I was sitting here thinking, well, shit, man, I'm glad you're not talking to me because I'm going to poke you back. And
Right.
there's people out there like that, man, that just kind of get their fur ruffled up. I would probably be one of those. I don't know that I'd take the double finger poke real well. And it's not just because I'm Jordan's dad, we're related, but that approach that he gave, I definitely, it didn't offend me at all. It didn't even have a chance to offend me.
So is it kind of better without, I mean, especially at the beginning now, taking these, calls the first couple of weeks, is it better just to go with, a softer way of doing it? Just go with the single finger poke rather than doing my double, because it's just like, yeah, you're right. Like that's just my personality and I'm definitely direct. And I guess I just intuitively just felt that we had a great rapport. Maybe that's why I was so direct with them, because I don't really poke them before in the discovery or anything like that. I didn't really give them any doubt, I guess. So maybe I was just thinking like, maybe I'll give him that doubt now and really like make him own up to it, I guess. I don't know. But would you suggest that I just go with the
I'd say
softer
this.
version?
I'd say this, dude. Just really know who you're talking to. If this was a single mom, we probably wouldn't have done this. If this is a 55-year-old lady, probably not.
Right.
This guy being a business owner, I think he said he was in the military. Like this guy's, he's going to be fine. Now you can say the same thing softer, sure, and maybe try that a couple times. I think you're okay here, but I think Joel's point is that if this had been somebody else, that you might have had a problem.
For sure, I agree.
Just be super like situationally aware, I think, when you're talking to these guys. But we'll keep on going here.
Awesome.
I wasted thousands of dollars out here. Hell.
Yeah. So, I mean, why, right? Why is it the right time right now, man?
Because I'm getting older. And
So one really, really quick, you've asked this a couple times. I think this is like number 3 or 4. You're probably good just to pitch, man, or just to drop the price and say, cool, man, $1 million question, what's it going to cost or whatever. You probably don't need to do the why now again, because I think you've already covered it. Now, if you hadn't covered it, this is a perfect spot.
almost like a bucket list. You want to see, as you get older, you want to see, you look back and say, man, I wanted to accomplish this and I didn't do it. So now is the time. I always wanted to work on houses and own real estate. Always. Even when I was a teenager. That's why I majored in painting and decorating when I was in high school. I went to a vocational high school. And I get a small thrill out of working on houses. But now I can't work on due to some medical issues. So I have to pay people to do those things. But I still have that love for houses, and now is the time. It's either now or I can't do it. Now or never.
Now or never.
Yep.
Now or never, man. I love that. You got to have that attitude, and you're 100% correct. Everything that you're saying, I mean, I totally understand. Excuse me, I totally understand where
I did speed it up again, just so you guys know.
you're coming from. So I'll be straight up honest with you. I mean, we've definitely been transparent. You've been transparent with me. I've been transparent with you. It's going to be a big commitment, effort-wise and financially. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you know this already, but radical change obviously requires radical change. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, drastic measures require drastic actions.
Yeah. So you're on the verge of really making that radical change and getting to that goal and in that bucket list and be able to provide for your family. So, first of all, I kind of just want to touch up on, the mechanics of it all. Okay.
So I think we're almost doing the come to Jesus and the mechanics twice. So we probably don't need to do it again.
I kind of went over slightly or in detail what we do, but we don't just sell courses, as you could tell from everything that I touched on, as in PowerPoints and just videos. And, I'm not going to be giving you that and giving you analysis paralysis again. Okay. That's not what's going to happen. Now you're going to get a lifetime access to a recorded curriculum and a step-by-step blueprint for both you and any and all team members that come in later. This is just our standard operating procedure, which is fantastic because you've already built a team. And that's kind of how we operate in the real estate space as well. We're going to be showing you how to build a team in this space as well, which is absolutely fantastic for you. But beyond that, we've really, really seen the need for human connection with people who are at that 100K a month mark. So, just plan ahead on meeting with us a minimum of once a week to kind of go over your marketing, your business structure, and really give you the mentorship and answer any questions that you have, and obviously any resources and stuff like that. So would you be able to, kind of commit to that?
Yes, that's pretty easy right there.
Awesome. So, the last thing I kind of want to say is, you're going to be working hand in hand with one of our team members to assure that you're progressing and making sure nothing falls in the cracks. So I'm sure you could tell, but we really want to work with people that are committed and into taking action. And I feel like you're in the best place possible to do this. So, if you don't hop on, a couple of calls, for example, let's say you miss 2 or 3 calls, we're going to call you and see what's up. You know what I mean? Like, we're committed. That's why we have a 70% success rate. So, that's kind of what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
So out of curiosity, of course, in terms of the process specifically, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good about the whole process. I'm, like I say, just listening to the webinar, I feel this is where I'm stuck at right now. How to automate this thing. I've signed up for some systems or CRMs, and I'm just having a hard time with the automation and processing, the workflows and call flows and that type of stuff. And I just need some help with it. So that's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm stuck. I'll probably once I get that up, I'll probably be stuck with closing deals or something. I don't know.
Well, the great thing is, stuck isn't, in our vocabulary here at the Kingdom Real Estate, to be honest with you, just because if we were just giving you, a video course, of course, you're going to be stuck. But we're into solving problems. And that's why, like I said, the mentorship to back you up is something that you really need. Okay. That way you could, ask those nuanced questions, right? The people.
Brett, does this cat, Neboja, does he sound confident to you?
Yeah.
Joel, confident to you?
50-50.
Nick, confident?
The fact that he's kind of rambling on kind of makes it seem like he's not as confident.
Bijan?
Maybe because he's talking, maybe because he sped it up, but he does, because he's repeating himself. I think maybe 60-40.
Yeah, I would say like right now the flow is a little off, but you sound confident to me, right? So there's some of the tactic could be shored up, but like in your voice, you're speaking with a high level of conviction, right? Like how you're describing, look, dude, we're not going to leave you stranded, man. We got you. Like we're going to walk you through this. Like no more analysis paralysis. Like we're going to call you out, dude. If you miss 2 or 3 meetings, we're going to be calling you and saying, what's up? That is confident. And that is very much speaking with a high level of conviction. That will trump the technical, like technically you've said a couple things a couple times. Technically, it's not really flowing as good as it could have been. So your confidence and conviction will always trump the technical stuff long-term, call over call.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about, does the customer sound confident, and I gave 50-50. Now that I know you were talking about Neboja, I really, really want to adjust my numbers here in Neboja. I'm thinking 80-20 in your favor, man. That was good.
Yeah, I should have clarified that.
I think my opinion is that I sound confident, but I didn't realize how much I've repeated myself, and I definitely need to work on that. And I just feel like whenever he like gives me, I guess, not an objection, but like a pain point, I want to like reassure him what we're going to do and how we're going to fix that again. And I don't think it's the time and place to repeat myself over and over and just kind of say one thing and then kind of move on and slow down. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Like I found in your voice has the confidence, but you kind of ramble when you could have just moved to the next thing, which kind of implies that you're over talkative, right? Which implies probably a little bit of less confidence.
One thing you can do, if he brings something up multiple times, I kind of do one of these, you know, just because it to me it's a visual, like, you know, dude, he was really big on his desire, like, or whatever, you know. I might underline something a bunch of times, circle something, like if they say it more than once, I don't necessarily need to hit it again, but in my mind, I'm like, dude, this is important to this guy, you know, and I'm using it in the pitch or in like the transition or whatever. But no, dude, you're saying good stuff with good conviction was my point. But we'll keep on.
That I've done thousands of deals, which is a fantastic thing to have. As far as, you know, how you feel, you know, from 1 to 10, right? And 10 being, this is exactly what I need to get to, you know, 15 to 20K a month. Where do you fall exactly?
Well, I feel it's a 10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, that's why I scheduled the call.
All right. Awesome, man. I love that. I love to hear that. So the first thing we do is process the investment. You know, we could talk about that in a second, but then we schedule you for an onboarding session to kick this off on the right foot and really, really establish a baseline so we can get your results ASAP. Because we don't want to just get you into our program, but not create a proper blueprint and a guideline to follow for your next steps. Because from what you're telling me, that's what you really need. You need guidance and you need proper structure. And that's how we're going to start it off. We're going to start off on the right foot. And then after we do that onboarding call with Taylor, and she kind of sees what your work schedule is like, your day-to-day, et cetera, and kind of where you want to go, is then we're going to be ready for you to get on your first call with the mentors. So that's when you're going to be really, really starting to, you know, get that momentum going. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So everything that I mentioned, right, I'll kind of recap it really quickly for you if maybe you need to add to your notes. But the first thing is, from A to Z, we're going to teach you everything real estate, right? You said you want to learn a bunch of things. And obviously you can focus on one at first, whether that's buying holds, whether that's wholesaling, whatever the case may be. And you're going to be able to talk about that with one of our specialists. But we teach you everything about wholesaling A to Z, proper structure, right? The marketing aspect, et cetera, right? Clear processes and systems, how to manage your leads, how to automate your follow-ups, right? We show you, you know, 52-week automation for proper follow-ups. And we've gotten data over the past, you know, 10 years of working with, you know, people like yourself. And we've really, really gotten the data on the proper way to do follow-ups. So we show you that as well.
You can skip all this next time.
Oh, wholesaling A to Z, that includes all that. On top of that, you're going to be learning another curriculum, which is called Ascension. Okay, so you're going to be learning about buying and holding, short sales, multifamily, infinite banking, you know, like I said, building a team, private money, notes, right? A bunch of stuff. And the goal of Ascension is to build long-term wealth, which is clearly your goal. You want to make a legacy for yourself, right? You want to be able to support your kids, right? And your grandkids, I should say. So all of this is going to be able to provide you that. That's why I really feel like this is the perfect fit for you. So you're going to get those videos and get taught everything A to Z. But then the second pillar of what you're going to get is the mentorship. So like I previously mentioned, access to 7 to 8 figure people that have done thousands of deals. You're going to be able to hop on a call with them, ask them whatever you need. If you're stuck somewhere, you could ask them and you're not stuck anymore, because they're going to either tell you exactly how they did it or show you something or guide you to a certain person, connect you to a certain person, because that's the only way to really, really speed up the process for people that want to get into real estate. Because as you know, a learning curve is huge in real estate or in any business that you start if you have no guidance, which is kind of, you know, what you've been, you know, experiencing. And the very third thing and the last thing that you're getting, the third pillar, is the community. So you're going to be able to get access to our community, and you're going to be able to connect with like-minded individuals, people that are in your local area in Chicago, and be able to connect immediately with buyers and sellers, or ask them any questions. Some people may be at your level, have maybe a couple properties or have hundreds of properties, and you're going to be able to connect them, because networking nowadays is huge, especially in the real estate space. So you're going to be put into that. On top of that, you're also going to be able to attend our masterminds, which is every quarter. So you're going to be able to go to our founder, Todd. I believe he made the video that you watched. You're going to be able to go to his place and be able to network with all the people from the community, and chat and learn a few things, and really be around like-minded people, which is really going to.
So this is a terrible app. Can you see this whiteboard?
Yeah.
I call it a whiteboard very very loosely. So this guy right here is basically like the buying pocket, this scribble. So what we do when we go through the transition, come to Jesus, what we're doing is we are moving towards this buying pocket. And the more clear and concise it is, the closer we get to this buying pocket. And we should be as close as possible right when we drop the price. Anything other than clear and concise, what we start to do is we start to go the opposite direction. We do one of these. And we keep on going. So right now, what we are doing is we are moving away from the buying pocket. My guess is we're going to land somewhere in here, and then we're going to try to close here, but be way up here. So, dude, you're saying great things, but we are kind of trending away from the buying pocket, which is all right, dude. I mean, overall, this is a really good call. But that's kind of like a visual that I try to share with people at times when I remember to.
Tell you forward, right? When you're around like-minded people. Would you agree?
Okay. Yeah.
And the other thing is you're going to be able to have access to lenders and attorneys, kind of like you mentioned.
However, I need about 30 days to move some funds around.
Kind of like you mentioned at the beginning of the call, right? That's important to you. You want to be able to, find those things. So we're going to directly contact you with lenders that are ready to go. Number one. Number two, attorneys, accountants, et cetera, et cetera. So anything that you need as far as those things are concerned, we're going to be able to connect you. It's all part of, what we offer here at the Real Estate Kingdom. Okay. So those 3 pillars for 6 months is going to be 15,000.
15. Oh. All right. 15. All right. Okay, I'm very much interested. However, I need about 30 days to move some funds around, and get this organized so I can make this payment.
Mm-hmm.
Make it the best that is.
Gotcha. At the beginning of the call, you said that you do have funds as far as
Mm-hmm.
investing in a property if you wanted to get started with the first one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, if you do have the funds, investing in yourself and being able to take action, immediately, so you don't have that analysis paralysis, I feel like would be the best beneficial thing for you, because on top of that, we have lenders to kind of put up for any deal that you would need up front. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, say that again?
So at the beginning of the call, you mentioned that, you have enough money to, invest in a property if you needed to right now. If you had all the systems in place, kind of like you mentioned, you needed, if you had business structure set up, if you had the IMO system set up, and if you had all the pieces to the puzzle ready to go, you would be able to, afford to invest in another property, right? You said that at the beginning of the call?
Yeah, I did.
So that being said, is it, a money issue, or are you not sure about something that I've covered, or where are you sitting at there?
Well, I do have a project that's going on right now in my business, so I was going to take funds from that. So, and it's, I guess I'm tied up. So as soon as that project is over and I cash out, I'm paid, the balance is paid for my client, then I can make a move.
Okay. And when's that deal going to be done? Within a couple of weeks, or?
At the end of this month.
Hmm. Gotcha. So you don't have a lot of capital liquid, is essentially the issue.
Well, not hundreds of thousands, no. But I have enough operating capital, as I want to say, for the business.
Mhm.
Payroll, things like that.
Right, but that wouldn't be liquid, right? So liquid would be cash
No,
that you have available to use for other things other than your business.
no, not that much at this time, no.
Okay. Would you, and just this is just me being transparent with you. I mean, I'm here to help you, man. Like I'm not here to push anything onto you or whatever. It's just from everything that you've told me, you kind of mentioned that you had analysis paralysis before, and you kind of had that fear of jumping in and taking that next step and taking that next action. I feel like that might be happening right now. Is there
No.
some?
So real quick, I know it's almost 10. Some of you guys might have calls here in a second. Is anybody getting the sense that there's an uncertainty-based objection here, or do you guys think it's just finances? So uncertainty would be, what if it doesn't work? Sounds too good to be true. I need to do diligence. I don't have enough time. Are you guys getting that sense, or do you think it's just money?
I think he's uncertain. It's because of short answers right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Joel, what do you think?
Well, I think if it were $3,000, he'd be all over it. So for me, it's probably more price uncertainty. And I cannot tell you, Neboja, how many times I've had this same exact call when it comes down to the money. So this is super common, man. It's something we all have to learn how to handle. Right about now, I'm thinking, man, a little levity in this thing would feel really good. To somehow lighten this conversation up a little bit, because it's starting to me to feel real heavy.
I agree for sure. Is there anything that you would have said specifically, being in my position right now, that off the top of your head, or you're not
What's
quite
this
sure?
guy's name?
His name is Daryl.
Daryl, dude. Is your analysis paralysis kicking in a little bit, man? Is that where we're at? Are you all right here? Just something to lighten this up. Do we need to break this into a few payments, which is fine. I'm willing to do that if we need to, but just kind of tell me, where are we at here, man? Just try to get it out of the heavy mode and into a little bit of lighter mode, because this is a stressful conversation at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm not getting red flags on uncertainty. Personally, I'm not getting the vibe that he's like, yeah, what if this doesn't work? I'm not getting that sense right now. Personally, I would say, cool, man. So finances aside, do you still feel good about everything we just talked about? If he says yes, I would say I would go straight to because if it's just finances, dude, like let's just solve that problem. So I use that pretty often. Dude, if it's just finances, let's go ahead and just solve that problem. Like let's just come to a solution together. So I would go straight to finances. And I would say, dude, completely understand the pressure of owning a business like you do and having, operational capital, but also wanting to invest it into yourself and your business. Like I completely understand. Let's just have an open and honest conversation. I think we owe each other that much after the last 50 minutes. Cash on hand, what does that look like? Because if this guy is ready to sign up in a couple weeks, or end of the month would be like 3 weeks from now, dude, let's just get him going. Dude, let's just do $1,000. It's Thursday. Let's get you to meet Todd and Jesse tonight. We've got some other stuff coming up next week that would be really beneficial for you. And then in a couple weeks, when you've moved your money around and your project is closed, we'll just take care of it, man. So here's my favorite statement. Write this down. Daryl, what we do in this situation is 100% of the time we choose people over profit. So I'm not concerned about a couple weeks, man. I trust you. That was the part to write down. Name, what we do in this situation is 100% of the time we choose people over profit. That's the statement. And I end scene. Second thought, if it's a couple weeks, man, if it's like 3 weeks and you still feel good about this, like let's just cross that bridge when it comes. But between now and then, Daryl, we can get you introduced to everybody. We can start directing you to some of the main items that were holding you back. Dude, in 3 weeks, you might even be set up for a deal, So let's do something. Let's get you started today. I understand it's not going to be 15. I get it. Cash flow is important, man. But let's do $1,000 or $2,500 or whatever makes sense for you. So that statement. So what we do in this situation is 100% of the time we choose people over profit. That takes so much pressure off of everybody, and it makes him feel like, yeah, this guy's not trying to just get a sale, But that's a good one. The guy, after you dropped the price, he was like, dude, I'm definitely interested. So I think he's right there, man.
Mhm.
I'd rock a deposit, get him going. He's gonna jump in, feel really good about everything, etc. How do we finish this out? Do we kind of go back and forth a little bit more on the money, or?
I just know the conclusion was we have a call booked for Monday.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I got there. I don't quite remember, but
I mean, I think I'm good. Let me just check. I know I've got 73 meetings today.
I got to run, guys. Thanks.
yeah,
Good luck.
take care. Thanks for all the advice.
Well, great job, buddy. Really, really good, man. All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
I'm just going to roll through this for the next 10 minutes. I've got a couple before my next call. If you guys need to jump out.
I actually have a 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So
you're late, bro. You're late.
Yeah, I am.
All right. All right, buddy. You can pop out. I'm gonna continue recording this and I'll post it in the channel.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Got it, buddy.
Is fear preventing you, or?
No, that's not it. Like I said, I contacted you guys because I believe just from the video, what I've seen, that I feel that that's what I need. However, if we was looking at somewhere around $5,000, I have that liquid. But
sign them up. Sign them up.
The 15 is a stretch, so I have to wait until the end of this month to make it liquid.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with analysis paralysis. My analysis paralysis comes from value.
So, just so you guys know, I will never be upset if you take 5K and the other 10 is coming in a couple of weeks. I will never give you a no on that, especially a guy like this that is like, he's bought in. This is now the second or third time after he's known the price that he's like, dude, I want to do this.
Yeah, I was thinking that he was after talking himself out of the sale a little bit, but no, he still seems like he's in the buying pocket here.
Very much so. Very much so.
Property. I got a thing for properties. I see a property there. Who's the owner? Who's the that type of analysis? Mm-hmm. Not out of fear. I was a paratrooper, man.
Okay. You know what? Now that you say that, I get it.
It wasn't out of fear.
Okay.
I worked gang crimes for 17 years in Chicago Police Department. Gang and narcotics. I've been shot at, spit on, stabbed, all kind of crap. It ain't out of fear.
Man, that's absolutely amazing. And high props to you. Not a lot of people can do that. I'll tell you that.
I got killed in Iraq. Ran over landmine in Iraq. I'm still here. So it's definitely not out of fear.
Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah. And everything that I kind of touched up on, are you bought in with us? Do you love it all, or?
Yes. I like everything I hear. Everything. I see it as buying a turnkey business, actually.
And it's just the money kind of preventing you, just the fact that you don't have that 15K right now.
Right.
And you said you have about 5K?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. what if we're able to work with you and, be able to, get you started today with that 5K and then kind of make a payment plan for you to pay the rest off?
What would that look like?
We could do a 2-payment plan or 2-part payment plan or 3-part payment plan, whatever you prefer. I mean, if you're not trying to, put all that out, at the end of the month, we could do a 3-part payment plan, right? Go every 2 months. And that way, by the time you do your second or third payment, you have a deal either on the way or a done deal.
I'll tell you what, give me 7 days from today.
7 days?
Yep.
What about 7 days? You said that you'd be ready to go with 5K, right? You love everything that we're hearing. Is there, is there anything holding you back?
What I'm saying is give me 7 days. I just thought about something, and I might be able to pull a trigger on on the whole deal. If I can't, then I have to do the payment plan.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? You said that you love everything. It's everything that you wanted, and if it was for 5K, we'd be able to make it happen. So, is there are you unsure about something? Are you just be transparent?
It has nothing to do with you guys. It has nothing to do with you guys. Nothing with what. All it is, I'm have to make some adjustments in my numbers. That's it. That's it on my end.
Okay, just some adjustments as far as your budget and stuff like that.
Yes, some banking stuff and some make some adjustments.
Okay, all right. That's that's fair.
I'm all in, man. It's just that I didn't expect. I wasn't gonna call you guys to set up this appointment for today. Actually, I knew I was gonna be interested, but once I seen the video again, I watched the video 3 times already.
It's because I recorded the video. It was a good video.
Okay.
I was in the bed and I scheduled the call. Someone told me to do it. So, but unconsciously, I wasn't thinking about other commitments. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. I understand. It's just when we were talking at the beginning, you kind of didn't really bring up the other commitment, right?
Right.
Because I asked you, I was like, what do you have going on? That kind of thing. You said you have 8 hours for a day.
I need 7 days to make some real arrangements, to adjust some things around.
We're losing them.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. I'm not here to get you to pay the $5,000 or pay the $15,000 right now. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm just trying to be that objective kind of outlet and look at things objectively from what you told me. If you didn't tell me something, that's obviously another case. I'm just kind of looking at what you told me. So because I hate when I know you said it's not fear, but I hate when it's the right thing for someone to do. They've been struggling for however long. They have the right reasons, right? They want to create a legacy. They want to get into real estate. The timing's perfect. You have 8 hours free a day to do this, and everything that we're providing is everything that you need. Like, we're showing you how to create this business structure. We're gonna hop on a call with you to create your marketing plan and show you everything in terms of automation and our strategy with the IMO framework. And it's everything that you wanted, right? It's
Yep. You're definitely right.
So it's just from an outside perspective, I just don't want you. I'm kind of being that consultant in the case of I don't want you to just back away out of just something that's not important. I guess I should say. You kind of get what I'm saying?
It's not gonna happen. Just give me 7 days.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do. Can you?
It's some other things I didn't consider prior to talking to you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's other factors I didn't consider. We're not even a week out of the holidays. I did some things and I forgot all about. So I just need to make some readjustments.
Yeah. No, I respect that. I just kind of wanted to throw that question out there just to see, and I respect that. I mean, it's super valid, and being able to adjust those expenses is definitely key, 100%. So I'll kind of let you know about another option, so you can kind of think on this, and maybe it'll kind of give you a little bit more financial freedom in terms of what you have liquid and what resources you have. But we do also have lending options if you're interested.
What is that?
The lending options?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably don't need to go there. The guy's got the money.
So we could offer up to $50,000 lending, starting at 5.99% APR, which is yearly, annual.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be 50K, obviously. I mean, like in this case, it would be 15K. But it's a lending option. It's a partner that works with us, and people that hop on the phone with me, I kind of let them know that that's an option as well, because we never want to put people in financial stress. We want to help people become financially free. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to be one here to tell somebody that's making $2,000 a month to get a $15,000 mentorship with us, right? It's not for everybody. So I give them this option, and a lot of people are eligible for it, depending on your credit score and kind of where you're sitting. And, it kind of makes sense for a lot of people as far as real estate is concerned, and the ROI brings them back. It makes a lot of sense. So, if you wanted to, I could definitely, connect you with that lending option.
No, I don't want that right now. I don't want that. What I want to do is give me 7 days and we cash. We can deal with cash.
What, the full 15K or 5?
Either or.
Okay. All right, I'm counting on you, man. 7 days. So you want to reschedule a follow up for Monday, or do you want to do sooner? How do you want to?
Vijan, your question, 1K deposit. If we were to rewind about 10 minutes, yes. At this point, no. Yeah, at this point, no. I think we could have gotten a deposit, but it would have needed to have been 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, if you did it right now, I think he'd probably be pretty pissed.
Yeah.
What friendly wager, where you guys don't actually have to pay me anything, but friendly wager, what do you guys think this guy is going to show up to the call Monday? Was it Monday? What do you think?
High probability he won't. And if he does answer it, he might give him another excuse on give me another 7 days. Or say something about my funds are still tied up in my project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Only because I've gotten that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Man, I want to believe in people. I've just talked to way too many people to have a super high level of belief in them. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope he does. I think we can help this guy. Like, this is a pretty close exact match for our avatar when it comes to Ascension. Very, very close. Somebody that's done some stuff in the past, somebody that is very keen on generational wealth. I thought that he pitched him. I thought the pitch, like what he described as this is what's going to help you, spot on. Like it was expressed in a very, very good way. And I think it resonated with the client. He's like, dude, no, I've watched the video 3 times. Like this, I feel good about this. So I think despite the end of the call was the weakest point, would you guys agree?
Yeah.
But despite that, this guy still seems to be pretty engaged. So I will attribute that to a strong discovery and a pretty solid pitch. So Naboja, if you're watching this as a replay, your strength is listening. You did that very, 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 I'd give that an A+ on this call. Communicating back to the customer, not only exactly what they said, but even what they weren't saying. So listening and then being able to communicate back, both the spoken and the unspoken, I would give that an A. Really good. Gift of gab, being able to think on your feet, phenomenal. Towards the end of the call, I would say less, right? So the less we say, the more power we have. So I would cut the end of the call in half. And if you really feel like it's just money, I would go to that tab and, most of my clients do take care of the investment up front, but for certain clients, I don't feel like that's the best thing for them, strictly from a cash flow perspective. Open and honest conversation. What are we looking at? I would go straight there. And then I think if we would have done that, I think we could have gotten a deposit. Again, about 10, 15 minutes prior. I don't think you would have gotten a deposit at the end of that call.
No.
But you could have 15 minutes before the end of the call. So, dude, all in all, Naboja, again, if you're watching this as a replay, dude, I thought this was a good call overall, man. From a week ago to now, you have improved 10x, dude. So kudos to you on that. I'm going to kill the recording.